wait. Before we even get started, just watching that just makes me want to be like, my little green friend.
Right.
Henceforth you shall be known as Darth Vader. That's what I just want to
Love
start
it.
off with. Hey, I don't know about no Vader. I know about Apollo, and I know what Apollo's got to do. I ain't know no about no Palpatine. You know what I mean? And Morgan, he looks like he's made out of wax or something. Paulie, I don't know what you want me to do.
Well, shout out to
There we
Sylvester
go.
Stallone, man.
Fuck
Shout out
yeah.
to Sly
All right. I love
because
it.
he was
Huh?
like one of the first. Sylvester Stallone was one of the first people to show us love based on you doing his voice as Han Solo. So probably not watching, but shout out to Sly, man. One of the
Oh,
greatest
shut
actors
out,
of all
man. I'm
time.
telling you right now. Give me over the top right now with the big fucking tub of popcorn. I'm in, dude.
Tango and Cash.
Oh, Kurt Russell.
My yeah, those two together. Come on, man. The beginning of the movie that he's got one of the most like the lines that'll surprise you. You know
Dude,
what I
what
mean?
about that one? What about that one? Okay, I know we're getting off right now, but it's okay.
Oh, we
That
haven't even
one where he
started.
was like in prison or something. He was like in
Oh,
prison, and God, dude, I can't think of the name of it. It was like
yeah.
a badass '80s. It was like right after Over the Top.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name
Oh,
though.
what
He
about
also played.
Cliffhanger? I just watched that today on Netflix.
Oh, did you? I haven't
Yeah,
seen that one
man.
in years. I got to pick that.
Yeah,
I
it's
heard they're remaking that.
you know, leave the old shit alone. You fucked up
Thank you.
Fantasy Island. You already fucking butchered the Karate Kid series with some bullshit shit that I cannot even stand to watch in Cobra Kai. How in the hell do these kids, after 2 days of fucking karate lessons, become fucking well versed in moves and kicks, dude? So stupid. You fucked that up. Enough. Leave the old shit alone. Unless it's absolutely something you could pull off, dude. Now here's a question. Do you think they could pull off New Hope, Empire, and Jedi with an all new cast?
Nope, absolutely not. Here's why. Um, I I loved. I would say that the only Disney movie that I actually liked that they did with Star Wars was the Solo movie. But my only problem with it was it wasn't Harrison Ford. You know, it was
Yeah.
cool. It was fun to watch, but there was still that disconnect. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then of course, all there were a couple of things that they just didn't do right, like the whole how Han Solo got his name. That was retarded. And I think that Chewie and Han's initial meeting should have had more emphasis to it. You know what I mean? Like that original backstory and what is now considered legends was really dope. There's a reason Han Solo had such an affinity for Wookiees, and we didn't get to see that. But
We didn't get to see that. It would have
no,
been something nice to be able to see Solo, interact with Chewie. I mean, yeah, I know the way the story goes, but it would have been nice at some point to see how the respect he has for other Wookiees and how he loved you could tell he had an actual I you could this is what made it so beautiful, and this is why I tell people they don't understand. They just don't. When you're a kid and you're watching that, or a teenager watching that, dude, when you can feel the love of one character to another, and you knew that Han had nothing but love. And I'm not talking some little flambe cupcake love. I'm talking homie love, dude. I'm
yeah,
talking shit like, bro, don't worry, I'm never gonna leave you behind. You're my man, kind of shit, dude. And that fucking right there, I was addicted as a kid, full
yeah,
blown. And I'm
yeah,
not lying. It's kind of what I base my friendships on. People laugh at that,
hell yeah,
but it's that
yeah. No,
homie
not
shit. Like, let's say somebody's talking shit to you, and I'm standing right by you. you better believe I'm gonna be like, dude. You better believe I'm gonna say some shit.
Oh, I already know that. The audience doesn't know that, but I know. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry,
But,
bro. I just went off on a rant right now.
hey,
But
it's good.
I'm excited to be here, Tony.
Me too, man. We're not on no limited time. We do what we want. It's our show. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. First and foremost, man. Anybody who like, I hate when it shows us viewers and then they leave. Like, maybe we're not interesting. We don't care. We're still going to be here
No, it's
talking about
okay. It's
Star
okay.
Wars.
This is just people know it's a practice round. Like I told people today, I said, listen, log on if you can. I know you got family shit going on, but we're just practicing. They said we'll try, but let everybody says let us know when you're ready. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously
Well,
we're not a finished product yet, but we're gonna get there eventually.
we're live, so we're not practicing no more. I mean, this is where we're at. But at the end of the day, like, I don't want this to be one of those shows where we can't say what we want to do. So we're gonna do that. I don't care. That's how real Star Wars. Like, this show is supposed to be like real Star Wars fans sitting in a room or a basement or a garage talking Star Wars together. That's the vibe I want to get. You know, those real conversations you have. I see a lot of other YouTube channels that try to capture. You know, there's some great ones out there from, you know, some good Star Wars fans. But
yeah, but you know, Donnie, I feel you though. I feel you as in regards to, you know, I being loving this since I was a little boy, and I'm 47 years old now, and this has been my life. My whole life has been about this, and obviously, I mean, we can get into Superman as well, the son of Jor-El, but we won't go there. But anyway, talking about this in general, this world that's been created by George Lucas. This has been my life, bro. And I love this shit, man. I love it. I take it serious, and you know, I always wonder. I'm like, God, what? You know, I always like would sit in my room, and this is what I want to bring to the fan or audience or whoever you want to call them. I want to like bring that shit to where, like, when I was a kid, I would wonder.
did we lose Paulie?
You know, Vader could beat Yoda, or you know, you remember as a kid, you would think that shit.
Yep. Absolutely. But I also know the answer to all that too. So you got a little bit of a signal issue. Yeah, we can't hear you. But that's all right. I think somebody's trying to call him. He's working on his phone right now. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying, man. We're it's not a I heard you for a second there. Nope. But just jump in when you I can't hear you, man. Just keep talking. I'll let you know when I hear you. But yeah, man, for real Star Wars fans, if you want to, man, log out, log back in. Try that. Just use the same. Oh, wait. Talk. Yeah, go back out and come back. You can hear me, right? You can hear me, right? All right, log back out and then come back in. Try that. Yep, technical difficulties. Yeah, we still are kind of in the beginning stages of this. So, you know, we got to get him set up the right way. Anyway, yeah. No, Star Wars is a big deal to people who are Star Wars fans. So it's not, you know, you hear the common viewer of Star Wars be like, oh, it's just a movie. Well, if you're a real Star Wars fan, it's not just a movie. And Paulie's back. Let me add him to the stream.
Hey,
There
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, man. My jackass friends are all at the strip club, and they keep blowing me up and blowing me. This never happens, man. And out of all the days, they're calling right now.
Cantina rats.
Shit.
It's all right. It's all good. Yeah, no. I was just kind of segueing on what you were saying, man. Like, for Star Wars fans, real Star Wars fans, you get your casual viewers and they're like, oh, it's just a movie. But if you're a Star Wars fan, it's not just a movie or a series of movies. It's a way of life. It's a culture. You know what I mean?
Everything. And the thing about it is what makes it so amazing is how he pulled from different times in history, like the Knights of the Round Table, and all these different things. And it's just I've always been fascinated by all of it, and just to see the way he put that story together, and left it open for future people. That's the genius of him, is that he knew he knew this thing was going to continue, and he left so many storylines open, so old fucks like me can watch the book of Boba Fett and can talk shit about the Mandalorian, about how fucking whack that was. But it was all right in some episodes, but for the most part, storyline, that whole bullshit. But that's just me, man. I'm an old timer.
I dig it, bro. Let's get into some news first. But before we jump into the news, if you're watching us on YouTube, click that like button, click that subscribe button. Help us out. We're trying to gain viewers. You could be one of the first ones. We're going to have something special for our first subscribers. So get on that train. But let's bust into some Star Wars news, because we haven't been on in a while. A lot of things that happened this year. I had a baby. His name is Luca Anakin Fortino, because I am the real Star Wars fan. I do this. I really do this. My son's middle name is Anakin. Don't fuck with me. But we're back, and a lot of news has happened. We've had an entire series release while we were away, and a lot of announcements of series releases. But we're going to get into just the basics. The one that's coming up in May, which I'm actually pretty excited for. I don't know about you, but we have the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Sith Lord's specialty.
Yeah, exactly. How are you feeling about that?
Well, I've always thought he played a great Obi-Wan. I just hope they do him some justice, man. Really get to the deep, like, shit when it comes to Obi-Wan. I want to know more about him. I always liked him, even I remember as a young kid, we'd do Star Wars battles with their action figures. No one ever wanted to be Obi-Wan, so I always chose him. I liked him.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's a badass. Ewan McGregor really kind of brought out the badass in him, don't you think?
Yeah, of course. Shit, man. Even that last, I'm not lying to you, that whole, people want to talk shit about Revenge of the Sith. When Obi-Wan defeated him and was like pleading to him and like pouring his heart out, man, that shit hit me, dude.
Yeah, that was a heavy scene, bro. Really was. But now we're getting into that 20-year gap in between 3 and 4. And it's going to take place, obviously, predominantly on Tatooine. But I was nervous about this one. I'm not going to lie. Because
so was I.
How do you, as far as we know, Star Wars fans, how do you do that? How do you make a good, and it's just a mini series. I think it's only like 8 or 9 episodes long. But how do you make a good Obi-Wan mini series if he's on Tatooine? You know what I mean? It kind of sucks, because everything, like, that's Disney's default. They go to desert planets. And I love Tatooine, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think the only way to make this show, I think if I were the writer of the show, my thing would be like, Sidious and Vader got Inquisitors out, scouring the galaxy, looking for Jedi to kill off. And anytime one of them gets near Tatooine, Obi-Wan's got to go off planet, kick some ass, make sure they never know, Luke exists or even he exists. Remember, because Darth Vader in episode 4 doesn't know that Obi-Wan's still alive. He's kind of shocked by that. Here's what bothers me, though.
Sorry, go ahead.
They've already announced and kind of spoiled it that Obi-Wan and Vader are going to fight again in this series. And that goes
Wow.
completely against the story that we know.
Okay, I'm okay if you want to redo the first fight and somehow CGI it or whatever. I'll live with that. But I still want the same result. But if you want to make it more action packed, where Obi-Wan's a little more efficient, they're both pretty nimble with their lightsabers and stuff. I'm down with that. When you fuck with shit like that, leave it alone, man. Just leave that shit alone. That's just there's no. I mean, that was his whole. He knew that was his sole purpose was to get Luke to that one section right there. That one, get him on the Millennium Falcon safely so he can carry on with his duties, dude, and go to Dagobah or whatever he needed to do. And that
Well,
was that
that's
Obi-Wan.
also part of the tension, though. Like if you see, you look at Vader and Obi-Wan, there's the whole, the iconic lines of "We meet again at last. When I left you, I was but the learner, but now I am." You know what I mean? Like, so wait, they've seen each other since then. I was thinking episode 3 was their last duel or meeting. You know what I mean? And that was supposed to be it. Anybody that knows the story of Star Wars, that was supposed to be it. So for them to fight in this one, that's what throws me off about this series. Maybe it's like a psychological thing. You know what I mean? Because one thing that I do love, Hayden Christensen is coming back to play Darth Vader. I thought that guy caught a lot of shit in the prequels. People had a lot. Yeah, they had a lot to say about his acting. And I think he did.
I liked it.
Yeah, exactly.
You will try. I like that shit.
I mean, if you look at so first of all, George Lucas's first choice, obviously, and I think we've talked about this before, was Leo DiCaprio, which would have been fine, but it would have been a little too much, I think, to have a guy like that huge come in and play. I mean, it's an iconic character, but Star Wars has never been like you bring in this fucking giant mega star. You know what I mean? That's just never been the model for Star Wars. But
it was like when there was rumors that NSYNC was going to be in the movie.
Oh yeah,
that shit fucking freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie to
you. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, if he put him in the background in a bunch of alien costumes, I wouldn't give a shit. But no, the other guy, this is the one that I always laugh at, is fucking Paul Walker. Paul Walker was like one of the finalists for Anakin Skywalker in the Can you imagine that? Obi-Wan, bro, you're pissing me off, man. Yeah. Like, nah, doesn't work. But anyway, I digress. It's there's a lot to be, there's a lot of story to be told there in this series, man. Like, I'm pretty stoked for it. If they don't fuck it up, which Disney has a thing of doing, it could be good. So May 25th, which is ironic because that's when Star Wars movies are supposed to come out. But Disney doesn't seem to know that either. So,
but the thing is, I watched the interview with him, and actually, guy always his name slips my mind. The guy from Narcos, the Mandalorian. Yeah, he was in awe of Ewan McGregor, and they were talking about how, what was the biggest difference compared to when he was on, from clones to Sith or whatever. He says now they actually put these like huge screens and put you in that environment, and it just makes your acting that much better instead of looking at some damn green screen and trying to improvise shit. And so I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little excited. He's a great actor, and I think it'll just enhance it even that much more. Well, like I said, it all comes down to the story, Donnie.
Yeah, the other cool thing about Ewan McGregor is he loves that character, so he treats it with respect.
Where do you think they're going to go with it?
Well, if you're thinking only 8 episodes, I don't know. Like, I told you the way I would go with it. You know what I mean? I would love to see Liam Neeson come back as a ghost. You know what I mean? I'll see Ghost Qui-Gon.
Yeah,
I
guide
yeah.
him and train him, kind of, right?
But I'm a Star Wars fan like this, bro. Like I could watch an entire series of fucking Ghost Qui-Gon training Obi-Wan in his little
That's
hut on
that's what I'm
Tatooine, bro.
saying. I could watch, you know, Qui-Gon training him and him flipping over 20 fucking sand land speeders or sand speeders, whatever they're called. Right? I'm okay with that. I
Yeah.
just I just really hope they do it justice, man. And I can already tell you the other shit that's on the horizon. Not really happy about it.
Like
Like that one new Top Gun pilot shit. Fuck
oh
that.
my god, dude. Yeah, the all and it's supposed to be like
All
majority female
females.
cast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. Really? Like we get it. You're feminist. Cool. Speaking of that, that segues into our next news topic. So this was news when we were off the air, and they came out and got everybody all excited and said we are remaking Knights of the Old Republic for all the new platforms, the new video game
Yeah.
platform. Star Wars fans just stood up and like, yeah, like we're getting a redone version, a better version of Knights of the Old Republic. And then they announced that they put this bitch in charge. And
shut the fuck up. Why is it like?
first of all, just look at her dumb face and tell me you don't want to punch it. Look at it. Just that nose is so punchable. It's so breakable. Like, but here's why. I mean, we're not even just going to get into the face. This is what this broad did. She got on Twitter when they announced it. And no, let's leave her stupid face up there.
Yeah,
This broad got on
she
Twitter.
reminds me of the one from Jurassic Park. What's her name? Howard's daughter. Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, the new Jurassic Parks. So she got on Twitter and she was like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Star Wars at all. Like, and she's in charge of writing this thing. What she's also known for is, that SJW bullshit where they take every single story, they gay it up, they femme it up for the sake of, appeasing their censored loving, small fan base. That really doesn't matter. Because I'm sorry, people. Let's see. I can't look at her face no more. Get off my screen.
Yeah, no, I don't want to even think of the idea of Wookiees screwing or some stupid shit like that. I don't want to see any of that, dude.
Well,
you know what? I wish, Donnie. I wish George Lucas would have put it in some kind of thing that. And I've always liked Favreau. I always have. Am I a big fan of the Iron Man movies? Yeah, all right. Needs guy like that Crocodile Dundee Aborigine said, but I'm just not. I just wish they'd put it in the hands of somebody who was just going to be able to carry these stories on and be in charge of that, dude. Because I don't want to start. I don't want to start seeing that shit just to appease the society of today, bro. I don't want to see that. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, they need to. It needs to. Everything Dave Filoni's been behind, and we'll get into that later into the episode. I think Dave Filoni should be in full control, and they should fire Kathleen Kennedy because she has literally done nothing for the entire franchise. But what you just said segues into the next news topic. Apparently, Jon Favreau just signed a huge contract with Lucasfilm. I don't really know the details of it. But that means there's a lot more to come from Jon Favreau. And to me, that could be either a good or a bad thing because I'm not a huge fan of The Mandalorian, and that's kind of like his main work. But yeah, I mean, he's done okay so far, I guess. You know what I mean? Like there are things though, it's like, really, man? Like I just wasted an hour of my time watching that. Like, really?
Yeah, but there'll be like every episode, like a couple of them will knock you off your feet, and then all of a sudden you go into one like long, stupid, fucking boring one.
Yeah, exactly.
Trips me out, dude.
A lot of filler.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're gonna get into today is the latest release, whatever you want to call it, from Disney. It was the Book of Boba Fett. Now I don't know about you, but when they announced this one, I've been waiting for this. It's Boba Fett. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I've been wanting to see. People know this about me, and I'll say it, here again. I really think that Disney should have left a sequel trilogy out of their plans, because clearly they had no idea what they were doing there. If you're not going to follow George Lucas's story, leave that alone. Go straight into spin-off movies. Don't do any saga movies. Just do spin-offs. Go with Boba Fett. Go with Dangar.
Sith,
whoever you got to go.
Some Sith shit. Anything.
Yeah. And so when this was announced at the end of season 2 of The Mandalorian, I was pretty excited. And we got it this year. I was not one of those guys that would wait a minute later than I had to. As soon as it aired on Disney Plus, yeah, that's what it's called, Disney Plus. As soon as it aired, I was on there. So at midnight, it came on Wednesdays, I think. So I would wait all Tuesday for midnight so I could see that thing as soon as it came out. And that first episode, I got to tell you, it hooked me nice and good. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it got me as well. I mean, that's the one thing about it. It's like, for me, and what's crazy is it's insane. You look back. There's a documentary on Netflix that goes back. It's called Toys or something or whatever. Have you watched that?
The toys that made us.
Yeah, the toys that made us.
Yeah.
And you watch the Boba Fett part, and they're exactly right. That one lone character in such a quick couple of scenes captivated the shit out of me and every fucking kid I knew.
Yeah.
We were blown away by him. So
to
finally get to this point where the Mandalorian introduced him and all that. But I'm not going to lie to you. There's little things that I wish were different. I wish he was a little skinnier to match the original Boba Fett. And I know that's petty, but that's the way I feel. And then on top of that, the armor, I wanted it to look, the whole outfit, I kind of wanted it to look somewhat similar. And I know these are petty things, but what got me immediately about it was it was him. And I just, seeing Slave One and all that shit overwhelmed me. But
wait.
When we get into the bad shit, let me know and I'll start.
You can't say Slave One anymore. That offends people. It's Boba Fett's starship.
Oh, God.
Get it right.
What the hell, dude? Are you serious?
Yeah, they Disney officially changed the name of it to Boba Fett's starship. That's why you never hear him in the series. Well, when Disney makes something official, I don't know about you, but it ain't official with me.
No, it's not.
That's still Slave One to me. I don't care who the fuck's offended by it. I don't care. But yeah, I had to throw that in there. A little comedy bit. That's Disney for you. But yeah, so first episode, man, kicks off and it opens up with him inside the belly of the beast, the Sarlacc.
That blew me away.
Yeah. You're getting like flashback scenes now. So if we rewind, the last we saw him was in The Mandalorian. The first we saw him since falling into the Sarlacc was The Mandalorian. And I'm going to tell you, that's what kept me watching The Mandalorian at the beginning of season 2 is when you see Tim Morrison at the end of the first episode. Yeah. And you're like, Star Wars fans know that's Boba Fett. That's Jango Fett. That's the clones. But in the time frame, you're like, that's Boba Fett. So we knew Boba Fett was coming back. He kicked ass a few episodes later. Awesome scene where he comes in, just basically wrecks an entire platoon of stormtroopers. So you don't see too much in the last episode. He kind of helps the I forget his Din Djarin or whatever his name is, the guy that they call the Mandalorian, helps him out a little bit in the last episode, and then the post-credit scene, he comes in, shoots Bib Fortuna at Jabba's palace and basically sits in the throne. So I'm expecting this to start off there, but instead we got a flashback, which I was pleasantly surprised by. It showed us how he got out of the Sarlacc pit, which was cool. He gets picked up by, first of all, he gets jacked by a bunch of Jawas. They take his armor. which I expected that. Like, how else would he have lost his armor unless he was completely unconscious? And who would have taken it other than some fucking Jawas on Tatooine? But he goes and he is taken prisoner by Sand People, Tusken Raiders, and that I thought was pretty cool. And I know you like that because you're a Tusken Raider type of guy.
They're one of my favorites since I
Yeah.
was a little boy.
And you know what? It also adds a little weight to, and this is what I was trying to explain to people, why those scenes were important. It adds weight to what Anakin does in episode 2. In episode 2, like, you know, people who didn't know much about Star Wars or, you know, Sand People, they look at it like, oh, well, they killed his mom for no reason. So, yeah, they deserve everything that's coming to them. Now you get to kind of see the humanity in the Sand People and why they kill off these what they consider to be off-worlders or outsiders or whatever, because this was their planet initially. So yeah, it added a little weight to that. Boba Fett basically, you know, things happen. I'm not going to go into all the details, but Boba Fett basically gains their favor and they start working together, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, the way they worked together was great, man. I loved it.
Yeah. But fast forward, because remember, those are flashbacks. He's now in Jabba's palace and he's in a Bacta tank, healing up from. I was having a hard time putting like why he was in a Bacta tank. I get that he you know, got some damages from the Sarlacc, stomach acid and shit like that. But that was supposed to be years before, and the present day scenes are supposed to take place after the Mandalorian, where he was kicking everybody's ass. So it didn't make a lot of sense to me why he was so weak and always needed to be in a Bacta tank. So I feel like they dropped the ball there a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it threw me off a little. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Completely.
But it didn't throw me off as much as when, you know, he's going around Mos Espa and basically, you know, people are coming to him, paying him tribute like he's the new mob boss or whatever. He's kind of a good guy, which I don't know if I'm feeling, dude. Boba Fett's always been part of the underworld.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's trying to stop people from smuggling spice on none other than Tatooine, which has always been like, dude, that's a crime hub.
Well, you know what got me, Donnie? You know what got me is I feel the same thing. Boba Fett is one of the most feared, like, bounty hunter / people in general. When people hear his name, they would be like, Boba Fett, Boba. People freaked out. This is the way he was. I remember reading books as I was a kid, how feared he was.
Yeah.
And it just, I just didn't like the fact that you had people that were paying tribute, but at the same time, you had these people that just talked to him like he was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And even that stupid biker girl from that, we'll get to that point. But when he walks up on him and they start talking shit to him a little, I'm like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me?
Are you talking about the one from this gang? Oh, I'm sorry, wrong picture. I'm sorry, wrong picture. Wrong picture.
Oh, yeah, the Back to the Future gang on
the
hovercrafts.
Let's jump to that real quick because
let's do it. I'm ready. Let's start roasting shit out of all these people.
This has to be one of the most cringe things that they've done.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cringe things that Disney's done, let's be honest. But like, this was just, it made no sense. It's literally like Boba Fett is like a Gen X dude, you know, Generation X type of dude, depending on a bunch of Gen Z, the world owes me a living pussies as his muscle. Made no sense.
Mind you, of course, we all know, and I'm not trying to be controversial or talk shit or anything, but it's obvious. We all know who's in charge. It's the one tough chick that looks like Pat Benatar. And she's over here talking shit to the most feared fucking gangster in all of the galaxy. And she's over here talking shit. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Dude, old Boba Fett would have just fucking torched her or something. Jeez.
Yeah. Right. Disintegrated her like nothing. But that's the thing that throws me off about everything Disney does. You notice that it's like, and here's a spoiler, people. If you're watching a Disney Star Wars show, movie, whatever, and there's a big action scene, all kinds of, tension and somebody may die, just know that it will never be the chick, and that the chick will always come in and save the day. No matter how incompetent she is, she will come in and save the day. I couldn't believe it. The first episode, that the Ming Na Wen character, the Boba Fett's sidekick.
Yeah.
He gets his ass kicked and she kicks everybody's ass. It makes zero sense. He saved her life. And now what? She's kicking everybody's ass for him. And then she's barking orders at him. It's like, when did Star Wars become a bunch of women talking down to men? I don't get that.
Yeah.
Like, we get you're feminists. That's what they should throw on the crawl. We're feminists. We're feminists. Like, we get it.
But this is what I get at. People give me shit for this. But I always tell them, when I looked at Leia, I loved her. I respected her. I thought she was badass. My daughter, I would dress up like her. That was like a fucking genuine hero, because it was believable. She was a princess, but yet a badass at the same time. Now you have these, like, the one leader of the fucking biker gang. I mean, she's skinnier than shit, over here fucking everyone up. And not only that, she leads the gang, and grown men are fearing her. I'm like, okay, fuck, dude.
But
I don't get it. And she's talking shit to Boba Fett, saying we're gonna make her stand here. And the mighty Boba Fett, who's fucking done missions for the Emperor, bro, and Darth Vader, fucking says, okay, we'll stand her ground here. What the fuck, dude? I did not like that.
But this is the funny thing. They were getting punked by some old dude, that little moped hipster gang. They were getting punked by some old dude in like downtown Mos Espa, who went to Boba Fett about it. And all of a sudden, she's talking back to Boba Fett like she's somebody. Made zero sense. And then just the aesthetic of the whole thing. They don't match with Tatooine at all.
They don't. It's too bright, too colorful. I don't like it. I've read a lot of comments where people are like, it's different. I love it. It brought new energy. And I'm like, shut the hell up, dude. Dude, Tatooine and Mos Espa, those are shitholes, dude. People should probably have shit on their pants. That's how shitty those places are.
Yeah.
Those places are the worst of the worst, dude. Don't believe in that shit.
That new energy shit. How about bringing some new story that's not so predictable, where the chick kicks everybody's ass every time? How about doing that? Like, we know you're gonna do it. It never makes any sense. You ever notice too, is like, in this series, that was one of the downsides of it, was anytime a chick's fighting, she never even gets hit.
Not once.
At all.
No, and Boba's over here, like I said, the mightiest, bounty hunter in the galaxy, and he's over there getting fucked up left and right, dude, by random people, random other alien characters. Jesus Christ. Come on.
Yeah. It's it just seemed like it was catering to today's generation. And like, let's be honest, bro, today's generation wouldn't survive Tatooine. They just wouldn't. You're not going to go to Tatooine and have a gang that runs any street riding around on some little like moped Vespa looking piece of shit. Like, come on, man.
What are they, solar bikes or something? Who knows?
Yeah, I know what they're based on, man, and it's like literally the lamest thing on the scene. Like, there are real people like that.
Yeah. Well, why did they put them on something like this, dude? What I mean?
Yeah, that's Maul's. Yeah,
I know, but a bike similar to this, then I'd have been all right. But as soon as I saw those, I said, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" When they walked up to him in the alley about the water and all that,
yeah,
like, oh, dude, this is so ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man. Why am I being sorry? Fuck, I'm not sorry about shit.
Sorry to who? Sorry to who? We don't care.
Exactly.
This is the thing, bro. Like when you are a devoted Star Wars fan, like us and millions of others, it's funny when you get producers and people who work for Lucasfilm who say that we have audacity critiquing their work. No, it's not audacity. It's called years of loyalty, and we expect something back for it. Like, fuck off. You made a shitty Star Wars product, make a better one. You know what I mean? Stop trying to force your new beliefs on it.
Even their fucking wardrobes, they look like they were fucking part of the Matrix, dude.
Yeah.
Not Tatooine. They look like they were like in like the new Batman that's coming out or some shit. That's what they look like.
I wouldn't even give them it would be like the Gatrix. You know what I mean? Like it was very Studio 54. I wasn't feeling it. I don't get it. But I'll tell you what I was feeling. Finally, after all these years, and don't get me wrong, he's been in what I consider to be a classic, Fanboys. And any Star Wars fan who's a real Star Wars fan or a dedicated Star Wars fan like we are, you love Fanboys. And he was in that. But he's never been in a Star Wars role until now. And I was stoked when I saw him, man. Fucking Danny Trejo.
Oh.
And he was training Rancors. Talk about it, Paulie.
Training Rancors. And
I'm going to step away. Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. Just to see an iconic character like Danny come into the mix and be able to play such a small role, I mean, just speaks volumes about who he is. But at the same time, though, he just gave. You got to remember, I was a little boy watching this in the theater, and to see the Rancor for the first time and all of it, but for Danny Trejo to give you the breakdown on how he, was like the eye contact with the owner and, what the Rancor can do and what he couldn't do and, everything. I mean, I just was blown away. I told Donnie, I was like a little freaking kid, man, just taking all this in. And we'll get to the finale here soon because it's getting late, but let me tell you right now, Donnie, that was hands down. Danny Trejo should have played a bigger role. We talked about it earlier. There's no doubt where they fucked up is they should have kept him around in some capacity. He's too iconic, dude.
Yeah.
The guy owns taco shops in LA. Come on.
I feel like with a guy like Danny Trejo, he just looks the part. You know what I mean? He looks like a guy that knows the ins and outs of Tatooine. He looks like he should be Boba Fett's right-hand man and not that annoying broad with a, robot stomach. I wasn't feeling that. I think, it's cool that he was the Rancor trainer. That's all good and fine, but I want to see more of that. I want to see Danny Trejo whooping some ass. I want to see him kill, Boba Fett's side chick or the sidekick chick. You want to cure all the ailments of season 1 of Book of Boba Fett? Have Danny Trejo come in and blast her in the head and take over her spot.
Oh, and what? Oh, you know what? Really quickly before it gets too late on us, the Wookiee. What was his name?
Chrysanthemum?
Yeah, something. Yeah. Okay, and you know what? Really diehard geek fans, if you're gonna talk shit about us because we didn't know that name, fuck off. How about that? Anyway, yeah.
I said, bring better Star Wars product and we'll remember the name.
Hey, bro. But anyway, I kind of liked him, man. I thought he turned out to be a pretty decent character.
No, I loved him, man. I actually loved, so I love who he came with, man. I love that, it was like second episode and the twin Hutts roll up.
How sick was that?
Got the mouth tattoo, all that, the earrings. They're coming in telling him, hey, we run this shit. He's like, nah, I'm taking it. They got the Wookiee there to back him up. And then they end up capturing that Wookiee because he rolls up on Boba while he's in his bacta tank. And Boba Fett lets him live. And I was a little bit thrown off by that when he was like, when the Hutts were like, yeah, we don't want him.
Was getting his shit kicked out of him. It was his little robot sidekick that fucking ended up saving his ass.
Completely unbelievable. The chick, of course, was the one that didn't get her ass kicked. But yeah, and then the Hutts roll up with that Rancor, Danny Trejo, and Bob was like, hey, here's your Wookiee friend. And they're like, we don't want him. Take him back. And he looks over at him. He goes, you're free. Go. And I'm like, bro, you need this guy.
Yeah.
Well, later on, and this, you want to talk about Star Wars geek, man. So this dude, the Wookiee, is sitting in a cantina and he's watching a bunch of Trandoshans playing sabacc or whatever and gambling. And he's just sitting there all pissed off. And if you're not a diehard Star Wars fan, you don't know why. But if you are, Trandoshans used to capture Wookiees, drop them off on a planet, and hunt them for sport. They've been enslaving them for thousands of years for that very reason, killing them for no reason other than to build up their hunting skills. So this dude,
chills right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, he gets up. Chris Sang he gets up and he wrecks shop, rips some arms off, whatever, and they basically tell him, the canteen owner's like, hey, don't do all that, And he's like, fuck it, I'll do it anyway. Gets up and does it. I love that scene. Loved it. But here's where things get stupid. Okay. So you get all that, and they're building up all this tension for a beef with the Pike Syndicate and all that. And we didn't even mention that they killed off Boba Fett's Sand People friends, and he's kind of on an act of vengeance. But they build up all that tension, and then episode 5, I think it was, I'm waiting for, that tension to kind of start coming to fruition. And you kind of hear it in the episode before. At the end of the episode, they were like, oh, Boba Fett's like, I got money, I need muscle. And then you hear the Mandalorian music in the background, and you're like, okay, so that dude's coming back. I was fine with it. I was 100% fine with it. However, I turn on the next episode, and it is entirely about that character. Boba Fett's not even in the show. He's not even in that episode.
Yeah.
Not only was he not in that episode, but it was a completely unnecessary episode. I didn't need to see it. I didn't need to see what he's been up to. I didn't need to see him get a Naboo starfighter. They spent I think it was 13 minutes showing him rebuild a Naboo starfighter. 13 minutes.
Which I loved it, by the way. The Naboo starfighter.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was with you on that. I was okay. Fuck. They could have used this time to show us more, dude. Explore Tatooine a little bit more. Show us some fucking sand creatures or fucking anything that's out there that we haven't seen or something, dude. I mean, I just wish they would have done that. That episode was unnecessary.
Completely. I was so mad. I was mad. I was fuming. Because what happened was I got about halfway through it, and I'm like, they're going to make the entire episode about this fucking guy. So I start fast forwarding to see what's happening. And the entire episode's about him. And then that annoying, I don't know the fucking character's name, but the chick that used to be on Mad TV.
Oh, the one that the mechanic lady?
Yeah. And then I got to,
shut up.
And then I got to hear. Yeah, exactly. And then I got to hear that she once blew a Jawa. Sorry. That was unnecessary. Oh, they're furry little creatures. Yeah. Okay, bitch, you blew a Jawa. Congratulations. I didn't need to know that.
God, I can't stand that character.
But yeah, that's what we get. So, and then, where the droid port is on the Naboo starfighter, you knew where they were going with it because they didn't put a droid there. They put a little glass bubble. So that revealed the ending. I knew that the Grogu character was going to come back with the Mandalorian. So it was stupid. However, the next episode, it's one of those moments where you get tears out of a Star Wars fan such as myself. Because seeing Luke again and a much better version than what we saw in The Mandalorian season 2.
Oh, it looked realistic.
Looked realistic, sounded realistic. He's training Grogu. That was, I mean, he's building a new Jedi
filled that
Academy.
Obi-Wan role.
Yep,
where he
absolutely.
was ready to become a master and, just to teach someone. And, I mean, it's like even, but then when I saw Ahsoka and Luke talking, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
Jesus Christ, dude. I wish
It happened.
Huh?
It happened. It was like one of those things. You didn't even know if they knew each other.
Yeah, no, but I mean, just hearing her even make the comment saying he's in the best hands you could possibly be in as far as being with Luke,
Yeah,
And
or
that
so much like your father.
Yeah. That whole scenario, dude. Just to even see them looking at each other and all of it, dude, I think back to Anakin, and that's when this opened. I mean, not to get off the subject, but it made me think. I'm like, God, maybe they should have stuck to those Clone Wars storylines, but made them live action and stuck to that, and
Yeah.
kind of introduced this new generation, not just in the cartoons, but of live action of those stories, dude. Because I thought they were great, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good to see Ahsoka, regardless. I mean, like,
She was believable.
Yeah, I think Rosario Dawson plays a good Ahsoka. It was like to see them together. It was just like that's one of those moments, However, the backdrop was this show that they were fumbling on because at this point, I knew what it was about. It wasn't a Boba Fett show anymore. I knew what this was about. This was about keeping people watching The Mandalorian. This was just a segue into The Mandalorian season 3, which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of the show. I'm not a huge fan of the character. He's uninteresting to me.
I don't want to hear random average Joe, just random people out there fucking call that shit Baby Yoda again. I don't want to hear that, dude.
Yeah. No, I think the ending to Mandalorian season 2 where they kind of part ways, Grogu and the Mandalorian, it was a good touching scene. It was sad. We shouldn't be seeing him after that. You know what I mean? You basically just made that big sad goodbye. Nothing. It means nothing. Yeah. But
no, we could go on and on. It's like the whole thing that we could segue into now is the deaths. They've taken that away from us, dude, where we actually feel and we mourn Obi-Wan, dude, when he just evaporates like that and turns into a ghost. And, we're like, oh my God, he's back as a ghost or whatever. But now fuckers don't even die anymore. They just fix them up, fucking put some robotic parts in them, and they'll be back on the show again, making money.
Well, we'll get it. Let's segue into that after we discussed the last episode because that has to do with the post-credit scene. So last episode. Oh wait, that episode. I would say one of my favorite things about that episode. We hadn't even finished it yet. We got to finish the second to the last episode.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
Cad Bane shows up, and this is the first time we've seen live action Cad Bane. And he basically smokes this dude.
Cobb.
Yeah, Cobb Vanth. I like his character too. I like Timothy Olyphant. I think the dude's he's a good actor or whatever, and I think he fit the role pretty well. This dude, Cobb Vanth is basically telling the Pike Syndicate that they can't run spice through Tatooine, and Cad Bane shows up and says basically, no, I make the rules, smokes him and his partner, and walks off. Thought that was a great scene. Then the final scene, and I know this gave you chills like it gave me chills. You see Grogu, Luke Skywalker sitting together on the floor of this little hut or whatever the hell. And the gift from the Mandalorian dude that he made in that completely pointless episode.
The fucking
Um,
stupid little iron shit.
yeah,
Jesus Christ, dude.
yeah,
Armor.
looked like a dominatrix shirt.
Yeah, it looked like you know what, dude? Okay. It reminded me of that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Commando, where
Mm,
the bad guy had that fucking
yeah,
armor plated fucking shirt on, dude.
the chain armor. Yeah,
Yeah, that chain armor.
but he said, he tells the kid, he's like, hey, this was brought by, the dude for you, but I'm going to give you a choice. And he pulls out a box. And what does he pull out of that box, Paulie?
God, dude, when I saw Yoda's lightsaber, man, it just blew me away because I thought it was long gone forever.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, yeah.
How did that appear again? Is it, I wonder about that. Like a Green Lantern, their ring, even if it's like they're separated from it, it'll flow everywhere. I'm wondering, is that what happens to a lightsaber with such a high ranking master like that? Does the lightsaber travel back to him, or does someone actually physically pick it up?
So that is part of canon in lightsaber crystals, is that they kind of have a mind of their own. And because they're force sensitive objects. So possibly I would love to find out how he got it. But just to see it again was like, God,
tell me when he opened that little box, dude. Jesus,
yeah.
Wow, dude. I wanted to cry.
Yeah, because like you said, we didn't know what had happened to it, and he gives him a choice, and then the show ends, the episode ends, and that's when I knew that he wasn't going to take the choice that he should. Why? Because they need to get people to watch season 3 of the fucking Mandalorian, because there's nothing interesting about it. So they need that little baby back there. They need him on screen to get people going, oh, he's so cute, blah, blah, blah. I don't need that in my Star Wars, man. I don't. Yeah. I don't want to see him until he's fully trained up again.
Yeah, I want to see him
grown.
as an adult, a little grizzled, advanced age, some gray hairs on him. Then I'll think, okay, now he's badass.
Yeah.
That cute shit does nothing for me.
Yeah. No, it's okay for a second, but we're watching Star Wars. I want some story. I want lore. Like, give me some real shit. Yeah, it takes us into the last episode. Now, mind you, we hadn't seen. We got a bunch of filler episodes. We got Boba Fett telling Danny Trejo's character that he wants to learn how to ride the Rancor. I would have gladly watched an entire episode of Boba Fett learning how to ride a Rancor.
How? I thought we were going to see that.
Yeah.
And then it went into that stupid Mandalorian shit.
Yeah. So, sure enough, the final episode, and it's one big giant battle. And Paulie and I differ on this. I was not a fan of this episode. Were there good aspects to it? Yes. Yeah. Rancor being one of them. But even that scene didn't make sense to me. So they're basically going up against the Pike Syndicate. Grogu flies back in Luke's X-Wing, which really? She opens up the cockpit of the X-Wing, and it turns out that R2 is flying the ship. I'm like, come on, man.
Come on, dude.
So they reunite him and I'm just going to push that to the side because we knew that was going to happen. We knew that that's what that little bubble there was in the droid port for. Like, come on. But there were some good action scenes, but of course the hipster moped gang girl wins all the battles.
Yeah. And then you had Cyborg from the Justice League, that one black guy that had that stupid thing on his eye. I mean, it was just complete nonsense, dude. I fucking hate it.
But then they get kind of ambushed. They're backed into a wall by a bunch of droid tanks.
Guess who saved it?
Oh yeah, the girl, of course. Spoiler alert. But yeah, Boba Fett's they're getting their ass kicked. Boba Fett's like, hey, I know what to do. I'll be right back. I thought he was going to go hop in Slave One and just blow the shit out of every droid there.
Fucking town, dude.
Which would have made sense, right? No, now is when they decide to bring him back on the Rancor. And it looked cool. And it was cool to see the Rancor tearing shit up. But I also didn't like seeing him get shot and hurt. It just seemed a little careless on Boba Fett's part. You know what I mean? Like, he
Yeah.
has Slave One. Slave One could have fucked that whole thing up, ended that little battle in seconds.
Yeah. See, if they really wanted the Mandalorian to contribute somehow, it would have been nice to see Boba get on the Rancor and what's his name go fly in Slave One and just start destroying the shit out of everybody. But then it would have been nice because I love the Rancor as a kid, dude. So I wanted to see more. I wanted to see him like an open land to see how fast he can run. I wanted to see shit like that. At least they gave me one soldier that he ate. I was like, is he gonna ever eat anybody? I was thinking, because that's what
Yeah.
Rancors do. And finally, it took fucking half the show to fucking see it. So yeah, dude, there was some shit I didn't like.
Yeah. No, I mean, but to kind of just what sucked about it was we didn't get a lot of, like, first of all, I was expecting at some point, or at least a hint, that Han Solo was going to show up.
Oh, dude, that would
Han Solo and Boba Fett have history. And you've already recreated Mark Hamill. You can recreate Harrison Ford.
Oh, even easier.
But it just showed me that instead of bringing Han Solo in, they brought in the Mandalorian. It showed me that there was little care at all given about Boba Fett's character. They just used his character to promote the next season of the show that nobody really gives a shit about.
Or how about even bringing Obi-Wan into the mix, dude?
Well, he's dead.
Well, I know I'm talking about like in some kind of capacity, his ghost or fucking something to talk to Grogu or fucking to Luke, dude. That's what I'm getting at, you know? I don't know why they didn't do that.
Yeah, well, it's because
I know we've been cluttering it too much, but you know,
well,
as a fan, you want to get the most you can.
First of all, they should have had it more than the episodes were not near long enough. None of them. And
Yeah,
it
like
was
the
only
Jedi
7
one,
episodes.
The Jedi, I think, should have been an entire show.
Yeah. And we're talking, we only got 7 episodes. We learned nothing about Boba Fett other than the fact that apparently he's a lot weaker than we know him as. And it's, if I'm being honest, this show to me just seemed like they were using Boba Fett's character to promote what they got coming in the future. They gave little acknowledgement to Boba Fett whatsoever. So if I got to rank it,
I felt like they gave us, because I was like, when I saw Luke, I'm like, the first thing I thought about is like, so well, shit, dude, maybe like Ewan McGregor or somebody will make an appearance, dude, and counsel Grogu as well and guide Luke, because I mean, for the most part, wasn't this Luke's first
student
person he was training?
Right. But that's the thing. Like you said, it should have been its own series. That shouldn't have interrupted Boba Fett. You know what I mean? As much as I loved it, the Jedi shit should not have interrupted Boba Fett's story.
What I'm getting at, Donnie, is I felt like they just basically just said, let's hurry up and give these fucking nerds, these fucking annoying fucking fans, let's give them a little taste of this, shut them the fuck up, and go back to our story. That's what I felt like.
Yeah, well, that's all they're, like I said, they're using it to promote their next season of Mandalorian. That's what they're doing. And it's a bullshit way to handle Boba Fett. Terrible way. We've all been wanting Boba Fett to come back since before Disney bought this shit. So if I have to rank it, it's a 3 out of 10 for me. Yeah. And the 3 is only from the scenes that I'm not saying there were things that I didn't like about it. There were things that I loved about it. There just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
They didn't do enough with it.
I'll give it a strong 5. And the only reason I'm doing that is because you know, I just, like I said, I got to see like the Rancor and just certain shit, you know, Tusken Raiders. That was big for me. Being able to see how the way they lived and what they drank and all that shit, dude. I love that, man. So that's why I give it a 5.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. That's
Yeah.
cool. There were, like I said, there were some great things about it. I would have gave it 4 more points if I didn't get interrupted with an entire Mandalorian episode. Um, the the irony of the whole thing, that was directed by the chick you mentioned earlier from Jurassic World.
Bryce Dallas Howard, yeah.
Yeah, the chick with 3 guys' names. Um, I remember the day after that episode came out. See, everybody was hating on all the other episodes, and I liked them. All the ones that were about Boba Fett, I actually liked them. That was the first one that pissed me off. And the next day, everybody was like, "Oh, that was the best episode," and it didn't even have Boba Fett in it. I'm like, "You guys are out of your fucking minds."
Yeah,
And so there's this news article saying that Star Wars fans demand Bryce Dallas Howard direct more Star Wars product, and I'm like, no, we don't.
We might be begging for her to come back after we watch that stupid fucking Top Gun wannabe X-wing fighter shit.
I'm not watching it.
I'm not watching that, dude. I'm sorry.
They got a, and you may watch this one, but they got a series coming out called Andor, and it's about the dude from Rogue One, the Mexican dude. I'm not gonna watch that. I don't think his character is.
Yeah, that's right. I heard about that. Well, it's like with Marvel, and DC. I watch everything. Well, Marvel, they started coming out with these stupid shows here and there. I stopped watching all of them. I thought they were dumb, and I'm afraid that this is what it's going to turn into. But I'm hoping they stay true, bro, to the story somewhat, man. I mean, because that's the only thing that saved this Boba Fett. Because after that one Mandalorian scene, and when they started shoving Grogu down our throats again, I was so disappointed. And I'm like, can we just fucking for once not have to worry about those fucking 2 stupid fucking characters? Dude, when chicks like a show just because of a fucking little fucking what they call Baby Yoda, bro, I'm sorry, man. It's not what it's about.
That's not what it's about. 100%. So yeah, you give it a 5 out of 10. I give it a 3 out of 10. We'll meet in the middle at a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
But 4.5. I'll give it a 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5.
But yeah, so this is what I want to do next week when we get on here. I want to cover some of the upcoming series and talk about the ones we're most excited for. We got Ahsoka series coming up. We got Andor. I can't even say that with excitement. Got the Obi-Wan series, which I'm cautiously optimistic about. Supposedly a few more movies, and I think that Top Gun-esque female shit, that's supposed to be a movie. And then they got the Acolyte, which I was really excited about because it was about a dark side follower.
Yeah, of course.
And then I found out that they were going to check that one all up too. So
dude, come on.
Just throwing feminism right in our face, catching it as it hits the ground, picking it up, and then shoving it up our ass. That's how Disney rolls. So again, trust me, I don't want to make this channel about hating Disney. They make it that way.
The first slap in the face was, how dare they fucking put Rey in charge of fucking the Millennium Falcon. Dude, that is Chewie shit.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Don't get. My blood pressure's getting spiked up right now.
First, Chewie doesn't get a medal, and now he doesn't even get the ship that he's been living on the last fucking 40 years. Come on.
And he's fought. He's been in so many battles with, dude.
Yeah. Knows every wire, every bolt on that thing, and this stupid fucking Mary Sue character gets to take over because she met Han Solo for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
And they allowed Chewie to get his ass kicked when he's playing chess, dude, or whatever that game was.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Dude, come on, dude. That's Chewie's ship. Don't fuck us anymore. Leave it alone, man. Seriously. George isn't going to be around that much longer. Fucking come on. Do the guy some justice, man.
Hey, Paulie, have you watched any of the George Lucas deep fakes that they do on the fuck's it called? Collider? Oh my God, dude, you got to watch them. I'm going to send you some after the show tonight. He basically rips all the new Star Wars shit, but the guy who's doing it, so the deep fake is perfect. It looks
Okay.
just
Yeah,
like George Lucas.
I've seen him. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
him.
okay. Have you seen the one with Harrison Ford where the
Yeah, no, I
entire
just
time
saw
they're
the one with
talking
George
about
Lucas, and then there was another one that I watched with fuck, I can't remember, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah. So
Those are funny.
yeah, the one that's got Harrison Ford and George Lucas, and the entire time they just want to go smoke weed. Like that, I was dying because whoever does those voices is on point.
Well, dude, you know what's that's the thing about it. Family Guy, they give Family Guy some shit about it, but I was watching that episode actually last night, dude, before I was going to bed, and 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 Chris is Luke, and he's carrying Stewie up to the fucking thing, and Stewie's like, "Take my helmet off. Let me look at you with my own eyes." And then Chris accidentally just like snaps his neck, and he goes, "Oops, sorry. That's from his battle with the Emperor. He's all fucked up." And he just carries him, and Stewie's neck was like all fucked up.
Who is somebody? Somebody's leaving a comment. It's from YouTube. I'm Palan Mazabi.
What does it say?
Something about FYI. I don't know, probably some fucking hacker.
Somebody talking shit or what?
I have no idea. Who cares? It's our show, bitch.
I'll tell you what, you talk shit, you're gonna get it back, folks.
But yeah, that was this week's episode. It was a little convoluted because we were just that was a lot of content to go over. But hey, man, we just wanted to give you the real deal on it. Hey, there's a lot of potential in a Boba Fett series. I just felt like they dropped the ball in a lot of places. So, what do you want? Anything you want to?
5 stars.
Yeah, there you go. Anything you want to close out with, Paulie?
No, I want to close out with the fact that just to a lot of these parents out there, you really want to guide your kids in the right way, man. Seriously, do what I did with my kids. They appreciate everything about Star Wars. They appreciate what it's about, what it stands for. And I'm not gonna lie to you. They've learned, dude. It was a big influence in their lives. Show them that. Stop showing them this other stupid shit that's on TV. Just go and get New Hope and start from New Hope and just sit there and watch it with them, man. That's all I could say.
So, yeah, with that said, speaking about watching Star Wars, we got a segment coming up real soon, and it's going to be called Hot Chick Watches Star Wars for the first time and reacts to it. And my friend is going to come, and she's never seen Star Wars, and she's going to watch. We got to do a poll or something to see in which order she watches the 6 movies in. So should she see it like we did initially with episode 4 first, or the way George Lucas wants her to watch it by episode 1 first?
1 first, I say. Don't you?
I think so, because this is the thing about the original trilogy. It's so iconic that people know the spoilers. You know that Darth Vader is Luke's father, right? However, if you're not a Star Wars fan, everybody knows because the I am your father scene, right? So what I did, anybody I've showed that's never seen Star Wars, I start them out with episode 1. And then I'll fumble somewhere in the middle and be like, oh yeah. And then when Anakin dies, and they think that I spoiled it for him. So when he actually makes the turn, they're like, what the? He's Darth Vader? Holy shit. Because everybody knows who Darth Vader is. So yeah. She's going to come on here and she's going to do the first episode that she watches, which will probably be episode 1. I'll take Paulie's advice there. And then she'll react to it on here. And if she likes it, she'll go on to the next one and to the next one. And we will stop at 6 because there are no Star Wars movies after Return of the Jedi. Just saying.
Yeah. No doubt about that. I'm wondering if she needs to wear like a Vader outfit or something or some kind of shit or I don't know, man.
I can ask her. She probably will.
I'm kidding.
You know what I mean? Like, she's a good sport, really good friend, so great friend of my wife, probably like the only one of my wife's friends that I think is cool. But she's down. She wants to come and see Star Wars. And if I could get as many people in the world to watch Star Wars as I can, I will. But I will not show them the Disney bullshit. I just won't. You can't convince me. You can't pay me to do it. Maybe you could pay me. I don't know.
There's only one movie that goes, my little great friend.
Episode 3.
Henceforth, you shall be known as Darth Vader.
Hit him with it, Paulie. That's the way to do it. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Thanks for joining us. Midichlorian Mafia.
Fired up.
We're
I
out.
can't wait, man. I'm spreading the word. I want to start spreading the word.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
brother.
Peace.
Take care, man. Love you, man.